Welcome to the underground, you rebel scum. This is the American Expat. Now, if you've been following the last few videos, we have been following the situation in Los Angeles, which has now spread to several other cities. In the first video, we were talking about how alarming it was. I wasn't in the country when the 2020 situation happened. I was living in China and watched it from afar. It's quite different now, actually seeing it while I'm in the country. It's very alarming to see these kinds of protests taking place, especially in a city that I lived in at one point in time. Very, very alarming. But then I started to think, well, how big is this actually? And it turns out that there was about 1,000 people there. Now, I think it expanded afterward. They accomplished their goal. And this is where I think the media is complicit in some kind of seditious conspiracy where they want it to spread. They want people to think that this is a larger populist movement so that they feel emboldened and they jump on the bandwagon, or they go start doing things like looting and destroying things because they think that this is what is acceptable now. So we have that situation. It spread into other cities. In Seattle, there was a protest in New York. There's, of course, more going on in Los Angeles. But the feds are coming in to put the situation down, and maybe they're having some success. Hopefully it'll all fizzle out. But at the same time, we're hearing about other movements taking place. The heiress over there at Walmart, the Walton family, they have come out saying that they support something called the No Kings protest, something along those lines. I would be suspicious of anything where a billionaire that happens to be connected with Walmart comes out and says that they support. It's probably not really a populist movement or something that's going to be beneficial to the people. Anyway, let's grab a cup of coffee and we'll talk a little bit more about all of this craziness that's spreading across the country. Thanks for sticking with us. Normally, this would be the part where I say, hey, welcome, like and subscribe for more. And yes, of course, like and subscribe for more if you enjoy what you're hearing. And without further delay, let's go ahead and jump into this. So I've been looking at the situation. We mentioned that in Los Angeles, it wasn't nearly as big as what they were suggesting it was, but it is an effort to try and get more people to jump on. And it looks like that's happening across the country. There's been protests in Seattle. There's protests that are quite sizable in, of course, San Francisco, in Seattle, Chicago, and now also something that happened in New York. But how big are these things actually? I think it's very telling which cities matter and which cities don't. Which ones got the big federal response, which ones didn't even let it get that big in the first place. And I will tell you the number one city, of course, for importance is New York City, where they had a protest. But guess what? In the biggest city in the entire country, a city of millions and millions of people, hundreds showed up for the protest. That is very telling. And I think that it has everything to do with the city. I know that it's gotten a bad rap over the last few years, but New York is a serious place. And it really matters to the country. Whereas Los Angeles, it does matter. It's our second biggest city. It has a lot of cultural influence. California, at one point, I guess still does have a very large economy and plays an important role in defense and that sort of thing. You wouldn't think so, but yes, it does. Technology, that sort of thing. So, of course, that is the place where they get the big federal response to the protests. Seattle as well, when it comes to aerospace, Seattle is still a big player. They get a response from the federal government trying to stamp out the protests. But what about Chicago? What about San Francisco? Not so much. Not so much. And I think that that's very telling again. They're not as important as they once were. Chicago used to be the second city. These days, well, I guess it's fallen pretty far on the list. But very, very interesting. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, tomorrow, I'm actually going into the city. And by the city, I mean New York City, of course. But I'm going to find out for myself firsthand if there really is gridlock or chaos as a result of these protests. Hopefully nothing bad happens, but I have to be in the city anyway. So I'm going to be there, and I'll document it the best that I can, so that I can show all of you just what I find. How bad is it? How serious is it? Or am I right that it's under control, especially there, in the most important city for the economy, for national security, that sort of thing, whatever you want to call it. New York is the most important city. So we'll see. We'll see just how bad it actually is. Maybe it'll be total chaos. Maybe the next video you see here will be a hostage video of me, some Antifa types with masks on, with me saying crazy stuff. Anyway, it's going to be interesting. I think there is a seditious conspiracy, and the media is playing a role or having a part in this seditious conspiracy, trying to spread chaos across the country. Again, the popular vote went to Donald Trump because of these reasons. One of the number one issues was immigration and stopping the flow of illegal immigration into the country. He still has the popular support. It's very telling again. The polls that were taken during this crisis, he's up. His numbers are up. There's been dramatic swings of people that used to support the other side who have moved over to the right. And that's very telling. People don't want this stuff. They do not support this. But the media is still going to try and convince you and me that the popular support is on the other side. And again, they're going to try and get as many people out there terrorizing everything to convince you to keep your head down so that you don't, support the wrong side, I guess. Their version of the wrong side. Just my thoughts. Anyway, again, I'm going to be in New York tomorrow. I guess we'll see how bad it actually is. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to try and get this uploaded, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, but who knows? Maybe while I'm in New York, if you guys are really interested, I'll go live. We'll see just how bad it is. If I have time. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one.